All right, so starting. Knees are bent, feet are on the ground, bare feet. I like to connect with the earth. And then my head is supported. So I usually, like, I just rolled up my sweatshirt to put under my head and neck. And that way it's supported. The next thing I love to do is connect with this womb space and my breath. And so I usually put my hands on my belly and I breathe. And so, just like we've talked about before, that diaphragm breath or filling up your belly, your lower back, your ribs, chest area, mid back, upper back, and then finally the throat area, upper, like that kind of area. I want you to take 3 to 5 breaths just connecting and feeling and observing where that air and that energy go in your body, and see if you can just bring some awareness around it. And you may have some emotions come up, and that's okay. Let the tears come out. Tears are very cleansing. And so then I'm going to take a little bit of castor oil. I'm going to show you. And that's what I'm going to start with. And I'm going to start on the sides of my body here and just gently go towards midline. And there's kind of like no right or wrong way to do this, but I'm using a lot of the pads of my fingers and then the palms of my hands, and just approaching midline. And you can start at the ribs and work down, or you can start down low and then work up. And you want to get a depth, like feel like you're moving a depth, just below like skin surface. And if you had to measure it, maybe it would be an inch, maybe it would be 2 inches. But the depth is going to vary at different parts of your belly. And so if you are newly postpartum, you might use a little bit less pressure than you would at 6 weeks postpartum, or 8 weeks postpartum, or 12 weeks postpartum. Okay. And once I do that, I just put my hands back on my belly and I take a few breaths. And next I'm going to work in a clockwise circle around my belly. And I always start out and work in like a little going in towards my belly button. And I usually start on this left side and just kind of pull the tissue in towards midline as I'm working in this clockwise manner. And I get all up in the rib cage here. And again, you can go as slow as you want. I probably wouldn't do this fast because then I might give myself anxiety. But get a little bit closer to midline with each circle. And yes, you are going to feel your organs and you're going to feel stuff. This is your body and it's beautiful and it's natural. And just try to relax. Listen to the cars. You might even feel your rectus abdominis muscle tissue. Like you can kind of see some of it here. But you might feel that it's trying to grip and hold on. Just let it go. Give yourself, give your muscles permission to relax. And then once you get to your belly button, you can just put your hands over it and take a few breaths. Good. All right, so let's talk about if we have a scar going just, below our belly button, a cesarean scar, and you can add a little bit more castor oil, not much, you don't need much. Put it on your fingertips. And what I like to do, let's say the line is right here, then I'm gonna work above the line, and this is super gentle, especially at first. And I'm just gonna work above the line and pull the tissue gently in one direction. And then I'm gonna work below the line and pull the tissue gently in the other direction. I'm going to go above the line. And then below the line. And then I actually like to do little bitty circles, just moving the skin tissue. So it's almost like squigglies when I'm working with clients. And I do that above the line and below the line. And it's okay if you, hit the line, toe the line, go over the line, totally fine. And then I just like to gently use my fingers and do a little crisscross at the same time. And this is where I'll gently go over the scar. I may go at some angles, like diagonal angles are good. But the whole goal is to mobilize the scar tissue, the adhesions, because we don't want any of that. We want this scar moving freely. And then once I do that, whether I'm working with the patient or I have the client do this on their own, I have them put their hands on the scar and breathe. And then if we need to do a gentle massage around the belly, the abdomen again, we would do that, and we would go in that clockwise circle. But it depends on how much time we have, how much time you got as a parent right now. So that's about it. We always start and finish with a connection to our breath and our body. So I hope that helps. I'm going to pull this down, pull this up. Yeah, so here we are. That was a big chunk of time, and now I'm all relaxed. Yeah.